evening and welcome to St. James Family Worship, the perfect place for people who aren't. This is day 116 of our Open Door Devotional Review. Tonight, Refining Fire. Isaiah 48:10 says, I have refined you, but not as silver is refined. Rather, I have refined you in the furnace of suffering. Sometimes it's necessary for God to put fire under our feet to get us to move. And then there are times when God has to put us totally in the fire. There is nothing like suffering as a child of God. My, oh my. The thought that goes through your mind when you're suffering in this life. And here is why. As a child of God, you know that God is able to stop the suffering anytime he chooses. You know that he is all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-present. So why not just stop this suffering altogether and never allow any more to come to me? After all, I am your child. Well, sometimes God uses uncomfortable things to bring us comfortable settings in the long run. I wish it were not so, but it is. God often uses the refiner's fire to refine us and to make and shape us into the mature child of God that he really wants us to be. Sometimes God allows us to go through the fire of sickness, the fire of loss of a loved one, the fire of financial difficulties, or the fire of heartbreak, the fire of rejection, or the fire of divorce. God uses these things to burn off impurities from our life. Therefore, it's a necessary thing. Hey, don't ask me why I wasn't in on the discussions that God had to put this into action. Our key text says tonight, I have refined you, but not as silver is refined. Rather, I have refined you in the furnace of suffering. The principle is this. When a silversmith works with metal, he uses high heat to separate all the impurities from the metal when he's working with it. Once the pure silver is separated from the impurities, the pure silver is reflective. The silversmith can see his reflection in the silver. When God puts you through the refiner's fire, he is wanting to separate the impurities of this world from you so he can see his reflection in you. My, oh my, God wants to see himself in you. The refiner's fire is declared to be a furnace of suffering. No one wants to suffer. Jesus suffered, but he didn't want to. He asked his Father many times, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Let this suffering, is what he was saying, pass from me. But not my will, but your will, Father, be done. Suffering is used to burn off the impurities and sins in our life. So the next time you're in a suffering situation, instead of complaining and asking God why, refocus and ask God what? What do I need to separate from so that I can reflect the pure image of you, my Father? Yes, the furnace of suffering is not a desirable place, but remember what Paul wrote in 2 Timothy 2:12. If we suffer with him, we will reign with him. So in your furnace of suffering, know this. You're just training for your reigning. God bless you, and you have a good evening.